One of the cool things about creative people, and I guess humans in general, is that we're all unique. But how do you find your personal design style? Hey gals and guys, Christine Maggi here. I'm a designer on YouTube who talks about design stuff, career stuff, life stuff. And today I want to talk about finding your own personal design style. Now, if you're an illustrator or you do your own graphic work on the side just for personal reasons, if you're a graphic artist, you have complete creative freedom. You don't have any clients telling you what to do or what color to use or what font. You have a really easy time to finding your own personal design style because it's just your work, right? That makes total sense. But there is hope for the rest of us. There was a time earlier on in my career where I honestly felt a little stuck because I didn't know how to define my own personal design style. I don't really know why this bothered me so much, but I felt like I had to have one certain style that I would be known by and recognized for, and everyone would come from everywhere wanting me for my personal style. But I also felt conflicted because as a designer working for clients, my work always should reflect the client or the brand that I'm working for, right? And it's true. Unless you're doing your own creative graphic artwork on your own, you do have to follow the brand guidelines or the style guides as closely as you can. It's the right thing to do. No shame in that. But what I've also learned is no matter what you work on, there is no other designer in the world who will make it exactly like you. And that's where your personal style comes from. And when I realized this, I felt so much better because I didn't have to try to have a design style. It comes out naturally. Now, when you're in school or you're learning design, you may not see it at first because you're getting a lot of feedback and input, critique from your professors or from your classmates. You're all kind of working on these same projects and almost trying to make them look the same. But the more and more design work you have, the more experience you have, the more you'll start to see certain similarities throughout your work. And this is really exciting, right? Because you don't have to force anything. It's just going to come out in your work naturally. I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. Your work is always going to look like your work because you're the one that made it. So take me, for example. Even though I've worked on so many different types of client projects, big companies, small companies, all kinds of different industries. If I step back and look at my work as a whole, I can see certain similarities. I can see the amount of white space I like. I can see how I tend to go for more high contrast color combinations or certain type of graphic styles. And even things like more open and airy layouts are things that I tend to gravitate toward, and so they end up looking like my personal style. Maybe you haven't articulated this to yourself yet, but you also have tendencies that you gravitate towards, that you like, that your eye sees, that are only uniquely yours. And that's awesome. You do have a style. It will emerge naturally the more you work and the more you refine your own design eye. If you're not sure what your own design tendencies are, it may help to ask a friend or a professor to look at your work and see if they notice any common themes. Sometimes we just get a little too close to our own work that it's hard for us to see it. Or if you're coming out of school, you maybe have some student projects and you don't have years and years of design experience. What I did was I went out and I collected inspiration from designers' work that I really loved and gravitated towards. I would go through my textbooks and find the designers from way back when that had just the most amazing style that I loved, or I'd go on Dribble and I'd see all this stuff that was out there. Even though my work was not to that level yet, I could still see what I liked and what kind of designer I wanted to be. And that helped me understand my own view about how I wanted my design work to look. Huge caveat here, you probably won't be able to do just whatever you want on your client project. The work is for your client, after all, not you. But even still, those small preferences and ways of seeing will come out in the details of how you solve your client's work. So the answer to how you find your own personal design style is not that you find your design style, but rather it finds you. Wow, that was cheesy. Anyway, gals and guys, I hope this video was reassuring, helpful, maybe giving you something new to think about that you haven't thought of before. Either way, let me know what you think about this video in the comments. You're all wonderful, amazing, your own design style is great. Keep going. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.